All right, sorry about that, guys. I was having some technical difficulties. Yeah, so I mean, otherwise, it really was. I got a little thrown off for a minute. Um, yeah, so for the Francisco Lindor extension, I mean, 341 million for 10 years. That's a huge. That's the biggest contract we've ever had. That's surpassing David Wright at approaching that 150 million mark. So that is huge. But overall, I think and I'll bounce back to the story. I was getting ready to go to bed. I was chilling in my bed over there, and I was, playing on my phone. And I get a text from my friend Elias, aka Big Apple Baseball Banter, and he pretty much, says, "Oh, I think we got Lindor." And I'm like, "What do you mean we got Lindor? What else is new?" I checked, online. It sounded very vague that like the Mets and Lindor have a deal, which sounded so vague. We saw that happen with the whole Trevor Bauer thing. So I wasn't really. I didn't really believe it. And then I refresh and it says we got him. And I'm like, oh my God, holy shit, we got him. I was pumped. Just it was so timely. And I really think that's what it was. And just having the back in our mind saying, 30 minutes, we had 30 minutes to sign this guy. And the fact that we were able to do that in 30 minutes. And I mean, I live in Florida, Eastern Standard Time. It was 30 minutes. So, I was flipping out. I was like, oh, well, looks like we're going to have to wait and sign him next offseason. And, that was just something going into the back of my head that I was annoyed because we already have other guys who I'll get into that later that we also had to extend. But in terms of the contract, I haven't read much into it, the 341 million and 10 now to 11 years. But I think it's fair to say, I'm glad that we were able to deduct some of the money and minus 2 years. I think it's way too much to pay him. He wanted anywhere from that 385 million to 400 million mark. And no offense to Lindor, he's great, but Mookie Betts, he's getting paid 365 million for 12 years. You can't pay a guy who hasn't won an MVP or a World Series that much money yet. If he had 2 MVPs on his belt, a World Series, okay, sure, throw him at it. But I just think there's so much more that we have that we can't just pay attention to that yet. So, it was one of those stressful things that, I want to see the richest owner in baseball, but then it's also one of those things that, we have to be financially aware of that. And next up, of course, we have with Michael Conforto. I watched brief of the press conference that was 3 days ago. And, I know they stated that he had a certain virus, which I will not name because I don't want to get any issues with YouTube with that, but he had 2 weeks before spring training, which I was surprised that he didn't, make it aware or anything like that. So that was something very interesting. But overall, he's a Scott Boras client, and he also has street. And Scott Boras also has Steven Strasburg, and we saw how that was with him when he went to free agency. That they wanted an extension, but Scott Boras says no, clients go to free agency. And I'm guessing he, listen, he's trying to see what's best for his deal for his clients. I understand that. So I think what's likely going to happen is I doubt the Mets. Just the press conference yesterday, I just didn't get good vibes from it. I watched the 23 minutes of it, and I just didn't get, I don't know, it just sounded bad. It kind of sounded like Conforto was saying, I'm done or something. I don't know. Maybe that was me. Maybe that was my personality. Maybe that's how I was perceiving it. But overall, I didn't get good emotions from it. And I think what's going to happen is Conforto, he's going to go to free agency, I believe. I really hope the Mets re-sign him. He's one of the homegrown players that we had since 2015. He's the only guy not named Jacob Degrom, Noah Syndergaard, and Juris Familia that were on this Mets squadron in the World Series in 2015. So, that's one whole big thing that, I really look forward to is more, when I look on to, homegrown guys, like my boy Pete Alonso up there, So, and that's why I really hope that we could do something with Conforto. I doubt he'll really want to talk during the offseason, but, I don't know if he's going to be like Lindor, and I think that's why they were more pressured on Lindor, because Lindor gave a time frame and a deadline, where Conforto, he was very vague with it. So with Conforto, as long as we get him back during free agency, that's the worst case scenario. Next up, we have the All-Star game moving. I don't want to get too into the politics as much as a political history buff I am. This is Mets talk, not political Patriot Hut talk. So, the All-Star game was moved out of Atlanta. If you guys want to Google why, go ahead. It was politics, sadly, had to take into play with that. and MLB and the commissioner's office, Robert Manfred, announced that they were going to move it out of Atlanta. Where they're going to move it that's another question. They haven't decided yet. I was a little bummed that they were moving it out of Atlanta, don't flip out, just because of honoring Hank Aaron, and he passed away a couple months ago. So I thought that would have been a nice way to, honor him maybe during the All-Star break, have a nice ceremony and that stuff. Because, he was mostly famous with the Braves. He broke the home run record with the Braves. Majority was All-Stars. All of those memorable appearances with the Braves. So I think that's really what everyone really wanted to see. And unfortunately, we're not going to see that. So I don't know. Maybe if you still want to somewhat honor him, you could do it with the Brewers. I know the Brewers are wearing a 44 patch in his honor this season. I know he wasn't tremendously famous with the Brewers. He was more with the Braves, but I think it's close enough. So I think that's definitely a possibility. And I think the Brewers recently uploaded their stadium name. It was Miller Park, and now it's like American Family Field or something like that. So I don't know. I think that's something if MLB wants to look into. I know the Texas Rangers have a new stadium. Was it Globe Life Field, or was that the old one? I have no idea. But yeah, I know they're playing now. I'm watching that. So maybe that could be another opportunity. It's a new stadium. I don't know. Maybe Seattle would be a nice location. There's so many locations that we could potentially look at for an All-Star game. Listen, as long as we get an All-Star game, that's all I care about. And I know we got a question about that. I'm going to get to that in a bit. I'll get to all the questions at the end. And next up we have Carlos Carrasco, and I'm going to pull it up on my phone briefly. I think it was Jeff Passan or someone tweeted out something. Let's take a look. See, it was Anthony Tacoma. So pretty much he stated that Carlos Carrasco, who, as we know, had a torn hamstring, he pretty much stated that he threw 2 innings in a stimulated game in Port St. Lucie a couple of days ago, and Luis Rojas was very impressed. And then, he's progressing quickly. We know that his original time frame was anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, although he's still weeks away, so I don't want to, focus on it too much, but he's looking great. I know Seth Lugo, too. Luis Rojas was very impressed. Lugo had a little injury, one of his bones or something like that. So hopefully we can get these 2 guys back, hopefully ready soon. And then, if we're talking about pitching injuries, I guess we should talk about Noah Syndergaard. So, it's very questionable with him. We see him without a shirt on, throwing off the mound in Florida this past offseason. So I don't really know how that's going to hold up. I'm confident in Thor. I think he'll come back during that All-Star, before the All-Star game, around that time frame. And, he could hopefully bounce back, do some stuff. And what I brought up to some other baseball fanatics was that, the 7-inning doubleheaders are back. And, we already lost 3 games already. So, I'm assuming they're going to take 2 of those games and make them a doubleheader inning. My brain's off today. Sorry, guys. A doubleheader 7-inning game. So, if they want to do something like that, hear me out. Let's say you have Noah Syndergaard start one of those games, and let's say you do it by the All-Star break. There's that week off for the All-Star break. Why don't you take a day off or 2 from that, play a game, maybe if the Nationals are willing to, and maybe you have Thor start one of those games. That way it's 7 innings. Typically they're probably only going to let Thor pitch maybe 2, 3, 4 innings tops. So that's probably the amount of time for a typical pitching. Managers, they treat their pitchers like chess pieces, as I like to call it, just as Kevin Cash and some of the Padres, as we saw. But, that honestly wouldn't be the worst of idea. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that's pretty logical. So, I would be in favor of that. And then my last topic is honestly the Phillies preview with the Mets. They're playing tonight. I have it all right here on my phone. We have Jacob Degrom against Matt Moore, lefty. So I haven't really – hopefully they released the lineup pretty soon. I don't know if they did. I've been doing this for about 15 minutes, so maybe they released it. If not, we'll have to wait. But Jacob Degrom and Matt Moore, he was in Japan. He's their 4th starter. So, you got the 4th starter who not many people know about, and then you got a guy like Jacob Degrom, Cy Young, All-Star, potential Hall of Famer. So, who do you got? That's tonight at 7:05. So I'm really interested on who's going to be leading off. I mean, looking here, I mean, it would be logical, I guess, for maybe like Nimmo. The thing about Lindor is, it's a lefty pitcher, so Lindor's a switch hitter. If he is going to bat righty, because I think we have, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 of our lineup guys are lefties, including Lindor. So I'm curious to see what we're going to do with that. Who we're going to start off. It's either going to be Nimmo or Lindor. I was in a Discord chat before, and I heard some people saying Kevin Pillar. I have no idea about that, but we'll just wait and see. And then tomorrow's game is at 7:05. Also, we have Marcus Stroman against Chase Anderson. That should be a good matchup. I'm hoping Marcus Stroman can come back to himself. We see him on social media advertising a lot. He was on the Cookie Club. He's very active on social media, and he claims to have all this. He acts like he's a Cy Young pitcher, how he was with the Blue Jays. And we haven't seen that with the Mets. In 2019, he came over, he helped us with that postseason run, which we didn't get, sadly. But he just acted like he was so good, and we didn't really get so much good out of him. So I'm really hoping we could see that side of Stroman. I mean, I know he opted out of 2020. A lot of Met fans were upset about that. They thought it was, due with money and cutting the contract. And, he was recovering from a slight injury. So he just said, screw it. I'll take some time off. So I don't really know. We're going to have to see how that is. But yeah, I mean, overall, that's the situation with that. I mean, hopefully Marcus Stroman can get back to his Blue Jays self. That would be a nasty, Degrom, Stroman back-to-back. That would be nice. I know Stroman, I don't know if it's me because everyone else keeps saying it's me, but I feel like Stroman's doing something different with his mechanics, and I notice it's with his leg. Like, he lifts his leg up, and then he keeps it there, driggles it, and then brings it down. And everyone's saying, but he's always done that. If you watch a spring training game from 2020, before, everything got shut down, he was holding his leg up there for at least 2-3 seconds, to be kind of nasty and throw off the hitter. And everyone's saying, oh, he always did that. I was like, 2019, he did not do that. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see with that. And then the last game, which I think this is going to be the one L we're going to take for this series. It's David Peterson and Aaron Nola, and that'll be on the 6th at 4:05. That's going to be a really, Peterson, I'm hoping this guy could be an impressor. I said it a lot. I'll repeat it again. David Peterson really showed himself in 2020. The fact that he could be called up, have such little to no time in, A-ball, and, just be the only pitcher not named Jacob Degrom who can carry that rotation. And the fact that he had more wins than Jacob Degrom with a record of 6-2, that's nuts. No one would have expected that in 2020. But I just think David Peterson, he's a lefty. Hopefully he could be something in that tailgate. When all of our pitchers come back, he could be that, 6th starter bullpen guy, or who knows, maybe we'll leave him in there. We'll see. But David Peterson, he's really something. I'm hoping he could, transition himself into that. Although, unfortunately, a lot of the teams that he didn't play at, like the Padres or the Brewers, I'm sure they've seen a lot of his, mechanics. So they're already going to test him with that. So hopefully he can come out. He could do something. He really was impressive, though, in 2020. He really was, and he's the type of guy who, he's not going to throw 10 strikeouts, but, he's the type of guy who's going to hit ground balls, he's going to pitch ground balls to the hitters. They're going to hit ground balls. And what's good now is, we have great defense. We have Alonso, McNeil, Lindor, and then we have Davis, who's a question mark. And hopefully, that'll be able to provide a ton of outs. And then, the sac flies, hopefully that outfield's improved. So if David Peterson, watch out for him. Like, I speak to 2 Met fans, they're like, oh, I'm nervous. I speak to 3. I love him. I speak to 2 more. It's really, it's black or white with, how people want to think about David Peterson. And I'm pretty confident on him. I'm hoping he can get something out there. And then he's facing Aaron Nola, the Phillies' first starter, who was pretty good in the Phillies' opening debut. So we're going to have to see how that is. But I'm just glad that, we have Peterson up. And then I'm not really sure who's going to be after Peterson. I don't know if they're going to put Lucchesi in because I know he has time to practice, or I don't know if they're going to do Degrom just for that time. So we're going to have to see with that. But overall, we got some questions. So I guess we'll get to some of them, and maybe we'll watch some of the Blue Jays game. They're already getting destroyed. The Rangers are already messing up. So we got our friend Boomer. Hey, Hayden, what's going on? I know some of these were before the stream started. John, LFGM, indeed. Cubs Nation, go Cubs, go. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are going to win today. I don't know about that. I kind of want the Brewers. Hope, also a partial Rangers fan. What's going on? Lewis, what's up, Hayden? What's going on, man? Mothman, Evolved. Hey, what's going on? We got our first question from Jack in the Box. 2013 All-Star Game. Who are the Mets All-Star players this year? Well, that is a great question. I think the Mets All-Star players, I mean, I've stated this before in some of my prediction videos, but I will say it again for all those who have not seen it. I have Pete Alonso definitely being an all-star. I think he's going to have a bounce-back season. I mean, if you guys want to hear, just watch my predictions videos. There's a playlist for that. But, yeah, so I got Pete Alonso. I think he'll easily have a great season this year. I'm high on him. Pete Alonso, I don't think he'll be a starter. I think, guys like Freddie Freeman are going to be much better than him. But I think he'll definitely make an appearance. He'll get an at-bat in the All-Star game. He'll get some playing time in the field for an inning or two. I got Pete Alonso. I have Jeff McNeil, who MLB ranked as the second best second baseman in the MLB, just behind DJ LeMahieu. So he's pretty great. Jeff McNeil, I definitely can see Jeff McNeil being in the All-Star game as he was in 2019. His glove is wicked. He's making acrobatic plays. Him and Alonso are going to be nice right side of the middle infield. So I got Alonso. I got McNeil. Next up, we got Jacob Degrom. I mean, I don't need to explain myself. He's easily going to make it, and he literally is an all-star in an all-star game. He literally dominates in the all-star game when he's facing the best of the best hitters. So I got those three. Fourth up, I think it's going to be probably Francisco Lindor. He's great. I don't need to explain myself on that. So we got those four. And, I mean, if there's a fifth one, I mean, listen, as a fifth one, maybe – it's really difficult to see what positions because so many positions are packed. I mean, maybe a guy like Michael Conforto can recarry his 2017 self again and throw something out there. I have no idea. Maybe that'll be good if he can. If he can't, whatever. But I think he definitely can. I think Michael Conforto will definitely be an all-star potentially. He has the potential. We saw him in 2017. Then he had the injury. Sorry, I was getting distracted by something. But, yeah, I think Conforto could be a possibility. All these guys really have a possibility at this rate. James McCann, he was one in 2019. He's pretty nice. His framing is definitely improving. I love McCann, McCannon, as Dallas Keuchel's former teammate called him. He definitely has some stuff in store. So we'll have to see with that. Nimmo could be one if he gets his defense on point. I don't know. I heard Davis. I don't really think that's reasonable, but yeah, so overall, I know I ranted off. Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Francisco Lindor, Jacob Degrom, and a fifth person that's really undecided. But I think, the All-Star, how the process happens is it's such a popularity contest. People vote on, obviously everyone's going to vote for their favorite team, and it's just a popularity contest. So I don't really think skill has much to do with it, but I think guys who will have skill are going to be guys like Jacob Degrom, Jeff McNeil, Francisco Lindor, all that. So that is a great question, Jack in the Box. I appreciate it. Let's get some more questions. Where are you? I'm in Mars. Go Hayden. Yes, sir. Dom Smith is not in the lineup. News to me. I know he missed a couple. Mets, Dom Smith. I'm very curious on this now. Dom Smith is not in the lineup. So then is that Pilar? He's going to be starting then? Or no, I don't want to think. I think a lot. Let's take a look-see at this because this is news to me. I don't see anything yet, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, did they release the lineup? Maybe I'll go on my phone and Instagram. Maybe they released it. Oh, they did. Wow. Okay, so he isn't. So let me take a picture of this, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Wow. That's interesting. I did not. So, yeah. So first, we're going to go to the this, and then we'll go to the question. So we got Pilar, Lindor, Conforto, Alonso, Davis, McNeil, McCann, Nimmo, and Degrom. Why the hell is Nimmo batting eighth? What? Maybe if they want to, keep it strong once the pitcher comes in. What? Why is he batting eighth? Is that just me, or why the heck would they have him go eighth? That makes no sense. Then, so yeah, Pilar. So Pilar is starting in center field then. Okay, so that means Nimmo's going to be in left and Conforto's going to be in right. Okay. I'm not really sure what's going on with Dom. I hope he's okay. I don't think it's anything bad, but maybe they're just trying to test it out because of that lefty pitcher. Okay, and then you got Lindor. Okay, as I expected, second spot. Michael Conforto. That's a shock. Pete Alonso. I expected him to be fourth cleanup. He'll hit a bomb. JD Davis. Okay. Jeff McNeil at sixth, which I'm not super high on that. You know, I'd rather him be second or third. Then McCann. Okay. And then Nimmo. Yeah, this lineup. Luis Rojas. What the hell are you doing, my boy? So now I'm going to go on a little rant. So Luis Rojas. This is going to be a big issue, I think, with him. And I think someone just dropped a question like that. So I'll get to that once we get to that question. Damn. So that's very interesting. Salute Hayden. Yes. What's the biggest concern for the Mets in 2021? That is a great question. Baseball is my air. And Michael Conforto, I like the profile picture. I think the biggest concern, there's so many. I mean, I'm hoping, I'm confident with the offense. I'm not concerned with the bats. I think, you know, all baseball teams have health. So that's generic. That's very vague. I'm not going to say that. The biggest concern for the Mets in 2021, I really don't want to say the defense because I think having Lindor at short is really going to help JD out. And then I think in center field, Brandon Nimmo looked great in center field defensively. You know, he was playing outwards, which I think that's going to be a bit of an issue. But, you know, guys like Degrom said if it goes past him, you know, guys like Degrom want Nimmo playing inwards, and Degrom said if it goes past him, that's on me. You know, so I don't really think the defense is going to be a big concern. I think it'll have its moments, don't get me wrong, but I think Nimmo is going to be much better out there. I don't think he'll be a Gold Glove caliber player, but as long as he could have a positive defensive run saved rather than a negative or a zero, I'll take it. So I think Nimmo, you know, I think he worked on a lot of his fundamentals with, you know, moving his leg backwards, running back to the wall. Hopefully he can get that secured. I know Smith had some issues with that in spring training. So I think defense will be one, but I don't think it's a bigger one than I'm about to say, which is the bullpen. I don't think I need to explain myself on this. The bullpen killed us in 2019. Edwin Diaz, he blew about, like 9 games, 8 games, probably more than that, which that probably would have put us in the playoffs. So I think that was a huge factor on why we didn't make the playoffs that year, was the bullpen. You'd have Familia go out there with this terrible accuracy, throw 5 balls, a strike, 2 more balls, a strike. You know, then you had Diaz out there who would, you know, freaking give up home runs to Kurt Suzuki when we were up by 6-7 runs. So I think that's going to be a big thing is the bullpen. And I think if we can get Edwin Diaz back to his old self, I think that'll be great. That'll definitely be crazy if he could be his 2020 self, which I'm hoping he can. Maybe a new scenery in 2019 really threw him off. He looked great in 2020. Diaz could be a lock. But I mean, if you tell me, you know, who are some guys that you trust in the bullpen? In the Mets bullpen, who do you trust? Exactly. I can't really think of many guys. Trevor May, you know, I'm hoping he'll be good. His job is going to be to go out there and, you know, strike out, you know, the big bats, Acuna, Harper, Soto. You know, that's going to be his job. Edwin Diaz, I'm this 60 to 75% sure I'm confident in him. But Tensis, he had an injury, yeet him out. I think he'll definitely be in talks for trades during the trade deadline. Familia has the potential. He did it in New York. He showed what he could do. I think he can have a bounce back if he is the one player too. And then, you know, you got guys like Aaron Loop, you know, that's also going to be his job. You know, nice lefty submarine style guy. Hopefully we'll get Lugo back soon. So I think the bullpen is definitely going to be a concern this season. So we'll just have to play with that. Next question. Hey, Hayden, what's going on? What's going on? I wonder if he is richer than Kraft. Robert Kraft? Maybe. I don't know. I think Robert Kraft has a lot of stuff going on. Hello, what's going on, Sean? Friend Joey. Hey, what's going on, Joey? Please check out his channel if you guys are interested in, you know, singing and that type of stuff. I mean, you probably don't want me to sing like Meet the Mets. You probably want him to sing Meet the Mets, because if I sung Meet the Mets, I'd probably lose all of my subscribers. Dude, Pilar's batting off. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I'm just not so much Pilar leading off, Just why is Dom Smith not playing? That's what I don't get. I mean, I'm a little exasperated that he's starting off. I mean, I don't think he's a leadoff hitter. But maybe it has something to do with that lefty pitcher. I really don't know. I'm stumped at this. I really had no time to think about this. I really have no idea. So, we'll see with that. LGM, yes, LGM. Pilar's leading off. Yeah, I mean, damn. Yeah, I really was hoping Nimmo would lead off too. I thought it'd be either Nimmo as a second option, Lindor, worst case scenario, Mcneil. But why is and this is what's going to happen with Luis Rojas this year, and this is really how he's going to screw us over this year, is that, you look at a team like the New York Yankees. How many times do they change their lineup? Not much. And I think that's the problem with Luis Rojas is he is big on changing the lineup during the game. We saw him do that during opening day in 2020 where he swapped out Robinson Cano for Andres Jimenez, which wasn't terrible because he's so much younger and acrobatic. But, that's going to be a question mark is that, Luis Rojas coming 6th, 7th inning, I guarantee you Luis Guillorme is going to be out there at third. Davis is going to be out. Pilar is going to be in right field. Conforto is probably going to be out. So that's going to be a big issue. And, if our bullpens are concerned, if let's say you have Edwin Diaz go out there, give up 2 runs, who's going to give you the lead back? As much as I love Luis Guillorme and those guys, but, that's going to be an issue. And I think potentially we saw that in 2019, and I don't want to have a repeat of that. But I don't know. Maybe that's kind of cliche. Maybe that's just me thinking semantics. Hayden, what is your lineup? That is a great question, John. I actually wrote it down. I actually had a video of that, so if you want to check it out, but I'll briefly pull it up if you guys would like. Hold up. Yeah, my technology is giving me quite a bit of issue. So, honestly, I had, someone like Brandon Nimmo leading off. Lindor going second, which I believe was the same. Third up, I had Conforto, which I think is the same. Fourth up, I had Pistol Pete, Polar Bear Pete Alonso. Hit a home run, score, grand slam. Hopefully, I believe, yeah, that was the same. Fifth, I had Dominic Smith. That'll be a nice back-to-back, righty-lefty thing. So, I think Smith will really have to, worry about his RBIs, I think, a little bit, because if he has Pete above him, I think that's really their both goals to be a power hitter. Then I had Jeff McNeil going 6th. Then I had JD Davis, then James McCann, and then Jacob Degrom. So, sorry for that. I watched back something because my phone was being a pain in the behind. But, that's my lineup. So it's somewhat similar. The Pilar starting off is very surprising. Next question from Brooklyn Boris. We need to get Davis out ASAP. Yeah, this is my biggest concern with JD Davis is, honestly, I'm surprised with him. When we acquired him from Houston, I was expecting him to be a nice bench bat, but, his bat is really what he lands. I'm hoping now, and I stated this before and I'll state it again, hopefully Lindor could help him out at short, just have that mental stage where it's as a baseball player, that's a big thing. So I'm really hoping that Davis can improve with having Lindor as a company, and maybe he could learn some mechanics with his glove. He had some nice plays out there in 2020, but then he had some really bad, basic fundamental errors. So I don't want that to kill us, but I don't know. Definitely maybe coming down the line, if we're talking about like a Matt Chapman or Eugenio Suarez trade, maybe you could throw him in there. I like JD. I know a lot of the fans do. He's great. If the DH was coming back, maybe you could put him there. I don't know. But I don't want to say we should get rid of him yet. I think it's really too undecided too. I can't believe it either. Oh, yeah, that Pilar starting off. Yeah. JD Davis is great. Yeah, JD Davis, I like him with the bat, not so much the glove. What is the biggest concern? I believe I answered that. I don't know if that was said again. Baseball's my good question. Yeah, that was a very good question. Nimmo is going to walk, then the pitcher will ground into a double play. Good job, Rojas. Yeah, that I don't know if they were trying to do where who was batting before Nimmo again. I don't know. I feel like I have an understanding on what they were trying to do. I don't know if they were trying to get if you go into that third inning or maybe second inning, depending how long it goes, if you have like guys like Mcneil and McCann on base, I honestly, I don't know what they were doing. I mean, DeGrom's not bad with the bat, but I mean, fun fact, I was actually at I was at a game. It was Players Weekend last year when Jacob Degrom hit a home run, and it was the only run scored. So I mean, not saying I like pitchers hit, but I'll just say that. So yeah, I mean, that definitely is probably going to happen. So Luis Rojas, he's not looking too good already. So I don't want to say fire him, but that's definitely going to be the possibility. No, I'm playing. I mean, I think we'll get into this briefly. I think you can't judge him off of 2020, and there's really no good managers out there that I know off the top of my head. So, but I think he's really going to rely on Jeremy Hefner and Chili Davis this year. You know, especially we saw him in 2020. He kept guys like Michael Wacha and Rick Porcello out there way too long. So I think now all these, bench coaches, all these guys are going to be with the players, hopefully more contact so they could communicate more. So I'm hoping that'll be something. But yeah, I think that definitely is going to happen. Nimmo is going to walk and DeGrom's just going to ground into a double play. But I don't think this is going to be the everyday lineup. I think it's just really, you have a lefty pitcher and they're really trying to get to that. I really want a bomb from Pete and Conforto. Yeah, I mean, I think Pete Alonso's going to hit the first home run this season. I think it's likely. I mean, he had a great spring training, so I'm really hoping Pete does. I'm so annoyed with, I mean, I don't know why Smith's not starting. I don't think it's anything bad. Maybe they just, I don't know if they're going for that defense. I mean, Pilar's a nice glove, and then Nimmo's good in, the corners. I don't know if Rojas was trying to go to that, get aggressive the first. I'm just looking at this lineup, and I'm thinking, wait, am I contacts in? John, my lineup is Nimmo, McNeil, Lindor, Pete, Conforto, Smith, Davis, McCann. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's pretty similar to mine. I mean, I think that's pretty rational, and then the pitcher batting ninth, right? So that's pretty rational. I'm fine with that. I know we have a couple people in the chat so far. So if any of you guys have any more questions, please drop them. I'd be delighted to answer them. I mean, right now we got the Blue Jays and Rangers game going on, and we got Steven Matz pitching. And, I mean, I was kind of focused on this, but, thumbs up, guys. Please give this video a like if you can and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot. But, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Blue Jays and Rangers game now. We got Fultonevich, Polish brother. My last name also is Jurglowitz. So I relate to him a bit. So we got him on the mound. He gave up a run already. And it's the Texas Rangers opening day at their new ballpark. So that is nice. It doesn't look super crowded for full capacity. I don't know. Maybe that's just me in the camera angle, but it's a beautiful ballpark. I mean, I was glad we got to see a glimpse of it during last year during the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, Steven Matz is up. I mean, I'm kind of just seeing what he'll do. I have the MLB TV Live. I kind of got that. I think it was like $159, so that was pretty good. Good deal on that. But yeah, I mean, speaking of, we'll dial to the Blue Jays for a bit. They're looking pretty good. As well, the Rangers. There's one guy in the Rangers, Nate Lau. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I don't think he's related to the Rays guy, whatever his first name is, Brandon. I don't think he's related to him. He has like 8 RBIs so far. He has like 8 or 9 RBIs this season, so he's pretty good. He has like a 330 something batting average so far. So he has 1 home run. So he's a nice. I think he's first base, second base, something like that. So he's a nice little sneaky grab for the Texas Rangers. I saw. I'm not really sure why they started him. So not started. I'm not really sure why they traded him. So I don't know. If it doesn't bite him back. But now for the Blue Jays, we have Marcus Semien up to bat, who I do have on my fantasy league. I was glad he hit a home run, a bomb yesterday. Got me some points on my fantasy. So let's see what he could do against Fultonevich. But right now, Matt's had a good first inning, it looks. New viewer, let's go Mets. Indeed, PR Team 2 Live. I appreciate the new view. Please, if you can, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. I'm trying to, keep these streams more outwards. I'm trying to do more of them. I know, especially since the season's coming on, it's kind of, it'd be great to do recaps on this, have some great guys just, maybe join on. Maybe I could have some people join this stream and just talk about a recap. I think that'll be great. So, that's what I'm overall hoping. I think we got some new subscribers too, so that is always great. I'm just going to check Twitter and Instagram, see if there's anything new with the Mets. And the Panthers just got Sam Darnold. What do you know? I'm not going to talk football. Yeah, so it's definitely definite with that lineup. I don't know. A lot of Met fans seem very triggered about that lineup, and I do not blame them. That is not a lineup I am too fond of. I don't know. I really maybe think it has something to do with that lefty on the mound. I mean, maybe. And then I know Anthony Zacomo just tweeted out, Jacob Degrom is on pitch count of 100 pitches tonight. What? 100 pitches? That's 100 pitches. That's something you don't see every day. Wow. 100 pitches for his first start. Listen, he had 80, 90 in spring training, but hopefully Degrom could do I think he'll be 100 pitches. And it says the Mets plan to bring back Saturday for Game 5. So Degrom will start Game 5 against the Marlins. So Joey Lucchesi will get some more time to acclimate into that rotation and practice. So I think that should be good. And Marcus Semien just hit a home run. Oh, my goodness. My fantasy Discord is now blowing up. Marcus Semien took Fulton HD for a 2-run homer. Come on. I'm secretly rooting for the Blue Jays a little bit in that AL East. So, yeah, but dialing back to this, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why they did that in the lineup. But 100 pitchers will be – hopefully DeGrom could definitely do something tonight. I think DeGrom will definitely get the win tonight. I guess I'll give my predictions. I probably could see the Mets taking this one, maybe 6-1. I think there'll be a fair amount of runs scored, but it's going to be on the Mets side because they have that lefty on there. And, he is relatively new and he hasn't pitched recently. So hopefully the Mets could get out there, start aggressive. Hopefully their bullpen can do something. And hopefully the bats could score runs for Jacob Degrom. Literally an all-star Cy Young pitcher. Doesn't even have so many wins because of the bats. Unbelievable. Got a comment. Calling it right now. Lindor will get a home run as a Met in his second at bat to left field on a slider lower part of the strike zone. All right, I will remember that. And so will everyone else. And if so, you get a shout out for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think Lindor definitely will get a home run soon, hopefully. I mean, him and Pete are the two guys I'm hoping to get a home run tonight. Big Meat Pete over there, I'm really hoping so. Yeah, so we'll just have to see with that. And yeah, this Blue Jays game, though, I mean, I don't want to play it because I don't want to get copyrighted. But yeah, they're destroying Fultonevich. Top of the second, 4-0, 4 hits. Damn, yeah, they're really they're getting destroyed out there. So I can see why the Braves got rid of him. And I know some Met fans wanted him, which whatever. I'm glad we didn't get him. But yeah, if you have any more questions, baseball fans, please feel free to drop them. I think we got 6 or 5 viewers in the chat. We've been doing this for almost 45 minutes. Yeah, drop any more comments, questions, thoughts, humorous, whatever the heck you want to comment. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So far we have, how many likes do we have in the chat so far? We have 11 likes and we have 247 subscribers. So I think we got a couple subscribers. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have any more comments, I'm going to wrap this up pretty shortly. Maybe I'll watch a bit of the Blue Jays game, just stream on social media, do some reactions if there's any final news. Yeah, but I'm just a little surprised that lineup really turned out to be like that. Yeah, Pilar, Lindor, Conforto, Alonso. Oh, yeah, Pilar starting center field. That makes it even – oh, yeah, I think I said that. Yeah, that would make sense then because then they throw Lindor in the corner. Not Lindor, Nimmo in the corner. Okay, so that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of surprised with that, and I don't want to keep saying it, but that is definitely a little surprising that they start Pilar. I don't know if they're doing it to get to him or what, but I think that's definitely a reason maybe. Yeah, but if there's any more comments, baseball fans, please comment them. Subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, check out all my player predictions. I'm going to try to do more of these streams. I think I'm going to be on Met Fans Only YouTube channel. If you guys haven't heard of him, please check him out. He's a great YouTuber. I'm going to be on his channel tonight doing a stream for the Mets game, most likely. I've been on there Thursdays recently talking Mets with some great guys, so I'm excited for that. But Steven Matz is about to pitch, so I'm going to wait because I kind of want to see what he could do. The Rangers got Nick Solak, Nate Lau, and Jose Trevino coming up. So, yeah, like I said, Nate Lau is definitely a guy who has potential. So, Yeah, Blue Jays, they're a scary team this year. I think I definitely want to cover them a bit. I know this is a Mets channel, but I definitely want to cover the Blue Jays a bit this year because they're playing down here in Florida, and I live in Florida, so I'm debating about potentially going up there and watching them, maybe play a game or two. And I know I may be going to a Marlins game this year, and I think the tickets I may be getting are them playing the Blue Jays. So that should be nice. I predict Degrom will get an RBI tonight as well. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see pitchers back, hitting and not the DH. I know we saw Zach Wheeler. He got like 3 RBIs the other day. I believe Aaron Nola did. So yeah, that's going to be nuts to see pitchers hitting again. So Degrom getting an RBI, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes the season having a bomb or two. Pitchers, maybe they'll be better. I don't know. We'll see if they could hit. Next comment from Sean. Glad to hear you'll be on Mets Fans Only live stream. Yes, I will. He asked me, and I said I definitely would be cool with that. We got our boy Lewis in the chat. Hayden, what's going on, man? Like the profile picture. Pete Alonso, my boy. Got the jersey back there. I don't know if many of you guys could see it. Right there. Freaking camera, yeah. So that should be pretty cool. Fix that. Next comment from Lewis. I don't have a problem with Pilar. He's been raking lately, and Rojas is just playing the matchups. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that's what he's trying to do. I mean, Luis Rojas definitely is going to finagle with that lineup a lot this season. He's not like the Yankees where, they kind of have a strict, firm batting order. Maybe they'll switch a guy or two up. But, I think that's one thing with Rojas is, he definitely likes to make changing adjustments, which maybe that's a weakness. I know someone asked that before. That could potentially be a weakness, Rojas on the moves, with the bats. So we're going to have to see how he goes with that. Steven Matz just struck out Nick Solak. So he's looking pretty good out there, Matz. I don't want to be upset, but maybe a new change of scenery was needed. I love your background setup. Yeah, I appreciate it. I know I always do this in all my videos. So yeah, I'm a big baseball memorabilia collector, and these in the drawer right there, they're full of baseball cards. There's hundreds, probably thousands of them in there. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video showing them off. And then in there we have some other baseball stuff. So then on the dressers, I have some cool items. So I appreciate it. I'm a big baseball memorabilia collector, as well as a hat collector and jersey collector. Salute to the chat. Yes, please give this video a comment, like, and subscribe if you may. Who do you think will be the first runner on base for the Mets tonight? That is a great question, PR Team 2 Live. Well, I would say Nimmo, but he's not batting. That's a great question. Let me take a look at the lineup again, because I like to forget a lot of things. I don't think Pilar is going to get on. I could see it being Lindor or Alonso. I like those two guys. Yeah, Lindor or Alonso I think are fair. I think the game will start off a little and then I think it'll start to get exciting during the 4th, 5th inning maybe. And DeGrom's already in midseason form. He'll go out there 100 mile per hour, right off the plate, swing and a miss. Next comment, salute to you. Yes, indeed. Lewis, I can't wait for DeGrom to dominate on the mound. He also can't wait to see Lindor in his first at bat. Absolutely. DeGrom, like I stated, he's already in midseason form. So I think the fact that DeGrom is already in he was already in spring training pitching 102 miles per hour. So that is just nuts. He was pitching in spring training 102 miles per hour, and he was putting up pretty much stuff that he does during the season in spring training. So, there's so much with DeGrom that I'm excited for. If you're a pitcher and you have long hair, just cut your hair because it worked for DeGrom. Hopefully AJ Puck, or Puck, however you pronounce his name, does that. Oh, yeah, and then with Lindor's at first bat, yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see Lindor. I definitely will be having my attention to that fully. Salute, indeed. Yeah, I mentioned this before. I'll say it again. I was a little surprised at 100. I thought it'd be somewhere maybe around 80, 90, especially since it's the first game. But, I mean, I guess kind of like what's the point of spring training if you're going to start him off short in May? So, I guess he threw around the 60, 70 mark in spring training. So I guess it's rational for him to do that much. So, yeah. Bouncing to the Blue Jays game, though. Max is looking pretty good out there. He's facing Jose Trevino. On deck is Brock Holt, and in the hole is Eli White. Yeah, I mean, Steven Matz, maybe, maybe he really just needed a new change of scenery. I think that really could have been it with Steven Matz. He unfortunately had a sad ending career with the team. I was bummed, but I think he really got to his head. We'd see him during the games, and he'd throw a ball off the plate, and you literally hear him scream. Like Clayton Kershaw in the 2017 World Series. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. You're going to get yourself worked up. And it's not even like an athlete thing. It's just more of a common sense thing. So I don't know. We're going to have to see how it is with that. But overall, I just want to thank you all for coming. I'm going to end the stream in a second. If any of you guys want to drop a question or two, I will be delighted to answer them. So yeah, I mean, please leave a comment if you can. And yeah, let me know what else is new. I'm just, checking social media, make sure nothing's happening with the Mets. If Degrom can keep a low amount of pitches each inning, he can go deep into the game, maybe 7 innings. We need that because, of course, and I think Degrom is the type of guy who's going to throw strikeouts. So I definitely think hopefully he can keep, I agree 100%. If he keeps, low pitches, if he could throw, I don't know, listen, if he's throwing 20 pitches per inning, no way, but I don't think he will. If he could, strike out the side, all that stuff, I could see him going in, as you said, 6, 7, maybe 8 innings tops. And of course, I would agree with you. I would like to stay away from the bullpen for the first game. I want to have 1 win under the belt. Then we could worry about the bullpen. I don't know who is going to be going after Degrom in the bullpen. That's a question. I'm sure Luis Rojas is going to change it a million times. So we'll have to see with that. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, please, baseball fans, drop your final comments. I'm going to be ending the stream in a minute or two. Now they're rolling in. How many strikeouts will Degrom end with? I say 8. We definitely have big bats in the Phillies lineup. You'll have guys like Harper who are notorious for striking out. You have guys like Rhys Hoskins. I'll say he'll get double digits. I say he'll get 10. 10, maybe lowest 9. 9, 10, I think, is an average, especially since his first start. But he's in midseason form. He did great in spring training. I'd say 9 and 10 are a rational amount for the GOAT. Yeah, 9 or 10 are pretty rational, I'd say. Let's take a look, see anything new. Yeah, but I'm just glad baseball's back today, guys. I'm pumped. It's just, it's weird. It didn't feel like opening day this year. Like I woke up and it felt like opening day, but then the Mets didn't play, so that's probably why. But then, in 2020, when the Mets didn't play that first night, it still felt like it. But I don't know. I mean, there was a lot going on, so maybe that was why. But I'm just pumped. Baseball's back. Not even baseball, just the Mets are back. We're gonna have a long season. It's gonna be hopefully a good season. We're gonna have our moments. I'm sure I'm going to come on here mad with many other guys, and people are going to be triggered in the comments. I get that. But I think we're also going to have a ton of good games. We're going to have games where Pete hits a walk-off. Pete, hits 2 home runs. Degrom, pitches 8 innings, 11 strikeouts, gives up 0 runs. Lindor goes 4 for 4. We're going to have those games, but then we're going to have a ton of bad games. So just be cognizant. We're going to have our moments. Hopefully we have more good than bad. But, as long as the players go out there, they hustle, they do what they got to do, that's all they can absolutely do. 3 runs in the first inning. I can see your predictions, guys, so I like you. I'm very big into predictions. If you want PR to Team 2 Live, I uploaded my player predictions. There's a playlist of that on my channel. If you want, check them out. Give a comment, like them, let me know what you think. 3 runs in the first inning for my Mets last prediction. You could drop as many predictions you want, man. I love them. Yeah, I think that's fair. Hopefully they get to him. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's fair. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Just checking any more final news. I know Steve Cohen was speaking today. There was a press conference with him on his first game. So that'll be nice. I wonder if he's going to be in attendance tonight. I know we did a Q&A, and that was pretty cool. We did a Q&A a couple of weeks ago, so that was pretty nice. I checked that out. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, we've almost been here for an hour. This was a great stream, guys. I don't know how many people we got overall, but we definitely had a satisfiable amount. How many people did we get? I have no idea, but once the stream ends, I'll see. But we had a solid amount. We had, I think, a tops of at least 12 people here at some point. Some other guys started stream, so I get that. Everyone likes to fluctuate around. It's cool. I respect that. If I'm going to be honest, I don't think Lindor will get a hit in his first at bat. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to think if any Mets, because we haven't really got any big key players recently, so I can't really judge it. I mean, in Robbie Cano's first game, he bowled out, so you never know. But I mean, Lindor to Robbie Cano, two different people. I have more respect for Lindor than Cano, so just ended at that. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I'm excited for tonight's game. It's going to be great. If there's any more comments, guys, please, if you can, tell at least one or two of your friends about this stream, this channel. That way we can get up there more. Just one or two people. That's all you got to do. It'll build up. But yeah, otherwise, I'm excited for tonight, baseball fans. I'm probably going to end the stream here. If you have any more final thoughts, goodbyes. Blue Jays game, probably going to watch some of that. Maybe join some other streams. Watch some MLB TV, have the package, so see what's going on with that. Please let me know what I could do better in these streams. I'm going to try to do these. I don't know how often I'll do them. I don't know if they'll be weekly or daily. I don't know about daily. I think that's a little too much, but I definitely think I would like to do them to converse with all the Met fans. I think videos, now the season's coming on, I want to start interacting more with the fans one-on-one rather than videos. Salute. Yes, John, thank you for coming. You are a great subscriber. I appreciate it. He's always in the stream. He's always in everyone's streams, all the Met fans. I see him out there. But yeah, otherwise we got a solid amount of comments here. As you could see, we got some Cubs people, we got some old friends, and all that stuff. So yeah, otherwise we had a great stream, baseball fans. I'm gonna call it here. Till next time, baseball fans. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Sean, for joining. Till next time, baseball fans. See ya.